this is Lee Braun for Spotlight on Sports. Suzie Chaffee is a beautiful girl with a variety of talents and interests. She's Suzie Chaffee, the athlete. At the 1968 Winter Olympic Games in Grenoble, France, she captained the U.S. Olympic ski team. At one time or another, she's been America's highest-ranking woman skier and top freestyle skier. In short, Ski Magazine calls her the First Lady of American skiing. She has pioneered the use of short skis in ski competition. She's also Suzie Chaffee, the concerned citizen, along with Ted Kennedy and some of America's most prominent physicians, scientists, corporation executives, and patriots. She has been one of the prime movers in the Healthy America Coalition, which emphasizes and fosters good health for all Americans. In 1972, she was co-founder of the World Sports Foundation. She and her associates helped to reform some of the rules which govern international amateur athletics. She's also been a spokeswoman for women's athletics and a vocal supporter for Title IX, which guarantees equality for all women athletes. She's also Suzie Chaffee, the television personality. In addition to hosting several HBO specials, Suzie has appeared on most of the major talk shows and game shows and has been featured in a made-for-television movie, Ski Left to Death. She's also known to millions of Americans as the irrepressible Suzie Chapstick. Her presence lights up the TV screen in many familiar advertisements. At this time, let's meet the lovely, the vibrant, the multi-talented Suzie Chaffee. I'm here at the Berkshire Mall with Suzie Chaffee, otherwise known as Suzie Chapstick, and I know all the men around Reading and Berks County are very envious right now. Suzie, tell us about your new movie, Butch Chapstick and the Sundance Kid. I can't believe that.
Well, I just premiered it in L.A. It's a film I produced. Actually, it started off by accident. One of my fantasies in life is to do a real classical ski ballet, and I've had different ballet partners through the years, but they would never take ballet lessons, even though football players will take ballet lessons. And I finally got a partner who was an ex-freestyle champion, and then he turned ballet dancer and dances with Mikhail Baryshnikov. And together we put together this cowboy ski ballet that, you know, with incredible extensions. It's like the first of its kind, and it's been getting incredible reviews, and it's really fun. You know, I'm 33, and most ski racers, you know, almost retire from racing or skiing at all, because they just had enough of it. But when you bring dance into skiing, you know, there's just unlimited all the creativity you can do. And I'm in better shape than I've ever been, you know, and more excited about everything.
I would volunteer to be your partner, but I've had 3 knee operations already, so that's plenty.
But what I've done here is a rodeo ballet on roller skates, and what has really helped me, my training for this freestyle skiing and skiing in general, is roller skating. My ski coach got me into it. And you use the same basic technique, you know, using the ankles and the knees and the same posture, roller skating, so anybody can really get super fit for skiing out of season without having a ski deck, you know, those revolving carpets that aren't very accessible, so you can really get in shape.
Do you still have the competitive urges? I mean, you've been in the Olympics and you've been through all kinds of competition. Are the competitive juices still flowing, or has that passed you by?
No. I figure once you're a competitor or a performer, which is really the same thing, you're always one. And doing a television show like this is the same, you know, adrenaline pump up and, you know, wanting to do your best and expressing yourself. It's all the same. And part of it is, speaking of expressing myself.
Wow, you've expressed yourself very well, if I must say so myself.
This is my design. One of the problems why no one else has done a classical ski ballet is because of the ski wear being so bulky. Even if you had beautiful lines from ballet, you'd never see them underneath all that clothing. So I designed this outfit, which looks like sort of fresh fallen snow. And my ski wear company, Suzie Chaffee Ski Wear, produced this whole film for me, and I'm just really glad that I could come to the Berkshire Mall and share it with everybody here and give them some tips on skiing, conditioning, and see the beautiful leaves. Boy, is it gorgeous around here.
It's gorgeous outside and it's gorgeous inside. Your lines are very fine and it's a beautiful outfit. Are Suzie Chaffee and Suzie Chapstick one and the same girl, or are there two different personalities there?
Well, there's a little bit of Suzie Chapstick in everybody. But I mean, that's my fun-loving side, and you know, I'm a joker to a great extent. I like to make people laugh. I like to share things with people, but the reason I feel I can do that role, which is really a parody, it's very simple, is because I've been a real reformer. I've helped, I started a foundation which reformed the Olympic system, our national sports system, got Title IX equal opportunities for women, pushed through. I set up meetings at the White House. I'm working on the Healthy America Coalition with Dole, McGovern, Kennedy, and the leaders of health in America. And we may get like $30 million of free advertising to really, you know, the country is very brainwashed by commercials. I mean, as you know, that's why you remembered my name, right? So I want to put that kind of energy behind health in America, and I think I can help sell it.
Well, let's take them one at a time. The Healthy America Coalition, you've worked with Ted Kennedy and some other prominent people in this particular effort. Could you take an old, overweight bear like myself and get me in good shape? What would I have to do to get back in the pink of things?
Well, first of all, you've got to pick a sport you love, not just a fad, because you're going to wear thin on that. Whether it's hula dancing, you know, no matter how weird it is, if you really love that sport, then you'll really be excited about it and then get out there and do it regularly. Just doing exercises. Women in the past have just really been encouraged to do exercises to keep their figure for their husbands or boyfriends or whatever. And whereas the men went out and did the sports, got very involved in it, spent like 4 or 5 hours that day doing exercise but not even realizing it. So women have to get out there and do the sports they love, just like you've got to do. What's the sport you've loved in life?
Well, I think my first love is basketball. And it's ironic that you fought for Title IX. I coached the girls' high school basketball for a number of years.
Hey,
all right?
Nice guy.
And I've seen a lot of progress in women's athletics, but do you think that the girls have come from being like an idle curiosity now to taking full part in sports, but do you think there's still a ways to go, or do you think girls have really come to the forefront now, and do you think there's more work to be done in that area?
Well, the last decade was really the big transitional point, you know, breaking out of this harness, you know, that they've had for years and years. Now they're going to see it just blossom. You know, I think the battle of the sexes is over, and we're ready to make love, not war.
I surrender. I surrender.
And to see all the benefits that we do for each other. Like, they just launched the Women's Hall of Fame, and you know, Bruce Jenner and Arthur Ashe and all the elite men were there giving the awards to the women. It was just one of the highest moments of my life, you know, seeing the two forces coming together and being really supportive of each other. You know, we women have been supportive of the men for so long, it's nice to get a little bit back. But in the long run, it's really to the men's benefit, because as we know from Betty Ford, that twice as many women have had drugs and alcohol problems than men because they haven't had sports as a stress outlet. So having sports will create the kind of a happy home life that is going to pay off for the men. I mean, it's like creating your universe around you. If you give out good energy, it comes back to you. And your kids will be healthier. I mean, the women, you know, alcoholic women who have had children, you know, are just deformed for life. I mean, it's really to your benefit. And besides, look at Cheryl Teagues and Farrah Fawcett, and, you know, I mean, we're good jocks, you know, it's okay.
I'm sold. You don't have to sell me. The World Sports Foundation, now, that's another thing again. You've fought to change some rules about amateur athletics, and what are some of the rules that were changed, and what rules do you think should be changed, other rules?
Well, the rules, I was one of the athletes of the world. I mean, we all perjured ourselves up until the 72, well, up until the 72 games. The rules were that you couldn't get any government, private, scholastic, corporate support for sports, or be in any commercials or ads or anything like that to help fund your whole team. You also couldn't train for more than 60 days a year. That was one of the rules. They're really up to date, right? And I really felt bad, as I know most athletes did. I mean, the Aga Khan is the only one who could afford to subsidize himself, right? I felt so bad when I had to sign this oath. It was the first time in my life I perjured myself in '68, that I decided when I got out of sports, when I got out of the Olympics, I wanted to give something back. And I knew that this hypocrisy was killing the Olympics. And so I set up a foundation with Jack Kelly from Pennsylvania, because we figured bringing the winter and the summer athletes together to have some kind of a force against Brundage's, archaic ways. And he turned out to be a real hypocrite, as you may have read from Sports Illustrated. He had under-the-table kids. Not under-the-table money. He had 2 illegitimate kids, anyway. But,
you heard it here.
But anyway, by getting the winter and summer athletes together, and doing an international lobbying effort, we changed the rules to allow for government-private subsidization of sports, and you can even appear in ads and commercials as long as a portion of it goes to helping other athletes. Now, it's up to the federation to, of course, they have to make the contracts through the federations, and in some federations that are kind of poor in America, they don't give the athlete much of a cut, whereas in other countries they do. We don't get we get a little bit of government support, but not enough. So it really does depend still on the private sector, seeing our kids develop. But because sports means health, it's really a worthwhile cause. I mean, the President's Council finally came up with a study that exercise and nutrition does more for the health of a person than all of medicine combined. And that's how I got people like Kennedy and Dole and others in Washington to support Title IX, women's sports opportunities, because sports means health, and it's important.
Well, Suzie, you're an inspiration to me. I'll tell you, starting tomorrow, I promise. Starting tomorrow. And is there any time in all the times that you've been on TV or in advertisement, show business, that you thought, I don't believe I'm doing this. This is the craziest thing I've ever done? Can you think of any times like that, or are you open to anything?
Well, my life has been very instinctive. I've done a lot of crazy things in life, but it's like, when you really are doing what you love to do, it's like you get these neon signs, you get these voices that say, Suzie, do this, Suzie, do that. I mean, I gave roller skates to the Pope last year so that he'd have some, a tool, for conditioning out of season. And as a result, I was invited to the White House, met with Brzezinski. You see, my mother's Polish, and he's a skier, and I'm a skier, and created a lot of goodwill. I gave some skates to Brezhnev when I was in Moscow the summer before, and I was trading back jokes between the Kremlin and the White House, and a lot of crazy things like that happen. But in the end, there's something that you can laugh about and smile about, and that's what brings people together.
Well, thank you very much for stopping to see us, and we're here at the Berkshire Mall.
Yeah, beautiful mall, by the way. I'm really honored they brought me in here. It's my first time in this area. It's really gorgeous.
Thank you for coming to Pennsylvania and sharing your thoughts with us, and we wish you good luck in all your efforts and all your projects.
My boyfriend's from Pennsylvania. I like Pennsylvania people.
Okay, thank you. This is Braun and Suzie Chaffee for Spotlight on Sports. We'll see you next time.
Hi, I'm Sandy Schneider, BerksCable Sales Representative. Right now is your chance to call in to expand your family home viewing entertainment with BerksCable products at our special installation price. Our HBO and Prism package offers your family a chance to watch 75 uninterrupted full-length movies with no commercials. Sporting events with the local Flyers, Phillies, and Sixers teams, live wrestling and boxing and other sports specials, nightclub entertainment specials from Las Vegas, concerts, and many other special entertainment shows. Prism is already providing you with 24-hour-a-day programming. In September, HBO will also have 24-hour-a-day programming on the weekends, and starting in the new year, HBO will be on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't miss another minute without the great family entertainment products available through BerksCable. Call today and save.